Warning: this podcast episode contains swearing, drinking, mentions of spousal abuse, and murder. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, and welcome to Demons and Bellinis, the podcast where we whip up a drink and talk about some spooky shit. I'm half of your hosting team, the ghost of a fuckboy who's asking you for nudes through an Ouija board, Molly.
And I'm that rose quartz dildo you're about to use to cleanse your vagina, Ashley. Today, I'm going to be telling you guys the story of two Wild West ghost towns.
Ooh!
Yes. So grab a beverage of your choosing, get cozy, and check your closet for monsters. And remember, always stay peachy.
Woo!
I want to start by playing a song for you, Molly.
Mm-hmm.
I sent this to you, but you didn't respond to it. So,
Oops.
I need to play it again.
Okay, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please don't copyright us.
Well, this song was made by someone on Tumblr called Manteiaa. I need this to play!
Chaps, give my big butt a slap. Come on, y'all. And now you know the cowboy rap.
I don't like that. I'm sorry, cowboys, but you're not valid. According to Molly, and you may quote me on that, you are not valid.
That's rude. That song is so well done.
It was really well done. That person who wrote it is very valid.
Big old butt, cowboy slut. Looking at Spurs makes me nut.
Can you please read the lyrics out for the listeners
I'm
at home?
gonna do a slam poetry of the lyrics. Big old butt, cowboy slut. Looking at Spurs makes me nut. Leather boots, assless chaps, give my big butt a slap. And now you know the cowboy rap.
Oh.
So,
okay.
As you guessed it, today's theme is cowboy. Well, no, it's more of miners, but it was in the Wild West.
Are they slutty cowboys?
They can be slutty miners.
Well, then why did you play the song if it's
because
not
it's
really...
in the Wild West!
And you just wanted to really share that with the listeners.
I did. They needed to hear that.
Okay.
Shout out to Manteiaa on Tumblr for creating that. Thank you so much.
We love you.
That was sent by an anonymous ask. Someone anonymously put their name to that, like the great poets from the Renaissance era. We're not talking about the Renaissance. We're talking about ghost towns.
Woo!
So, our first ghost town that I'm going to be talking about today was on a Ghost Adventures episode, and I picked it because it's probably my favorite Ghost Adventures episode. Mm-hmm. It is Bannock Ghost Town from season 9 of Ghost Adventures, back when Nick was still on the show. So, Bannock Ghost Town is in southwest Montana. It's in the middle of nowhere. The closest town is Dillon, Montana. And it's been called by one of its main kind of tour guides a living history classroom. I added history and paraphrase, he said a living classroom. Mm-hmm. Just to be specific, it's like a living history classroom. Okay. Because there are 20 buildings still standing, mm-hmm. and it is one of the most well-preserved ghost towns in the States.
That's cool.
And you can go see it and walk around and go inside these buildings. It's really cool.
What's that Wild West town that we have in Bakersville?
I've never been there.
Never by, but that kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah, so the one of the buildings, a church, which was built in 1877, it's still used today for community events and stuff. And one of the probably a thing, and they featured this in the Ghost Adventures episode as well. Probably one of the coolest photos of like what you could say an apparition is in that church.
Ooh.
It's like really wispy, and it's like looks like someone sitting down with their arm kind of stretched out.
We will tweet this out.
Yeah, it's like sitting like with their arm kind of stretched out across the... It looks really freaky, but really cool.
Yeah. Sorry, just kind of crinkled my can there if you heard that.
So, it was a mining town. Kind of I'll get to some of the more like bloody history later. Kind of these two stories I have today, they're on the opposite spectrums of Wild West towns. Bannock is a lot more chill, and it's very calm, in my opinion, compared to the other town that I'm going to be talking about, which is a little bit more violent. And I know on the Ghost Adventures episode, Zach was like, "Oh, it's so scary! Oh, it's so scary!"
You know, as Zach Bagans is.
Oh, it's so scary! And like, I give him that, but I couldn't find anything to support that in its history.
Okay.
Other than the one guy getting thrown down the stairs, I can't find anything in its history to support it being a dark location.
You know, all ghosts yeet a guy down the stairs once in a while. It's a rite of passage.
Bitch gets on my nerves, he's getting yeeted!
Yeah.
But yeah, whereas like if this was the other town that I'm going to be talking about, I could see it happening.
Okay.
But I can't see it happening. Like, I'm pretty sure the dude is probably honest, he probably did feel something push him down the stairs, and I will talk about that, but... don't take Zach Bagans' word as this place being a dark place, because I really don't see it as being a dark place.
Okay.
Here's why. The most commonly seen apparition is a young girl who's named Dorothy Dunn. She drowned in 1916. She's most often seen by children, and they say that she tried to talk to them, or she's standing in the second-story window of one of the main buildings in the building in the town.
Okay.
She's like a sweetheart, pretty much. She's like, everyone knows who she is. She, you know, is very friendly. If you see her, don't be scared, kind of thing. The other apparition that people see in the same building is another woman, but they don't know who she is.
Okay.
And they don't really know anything else about who she could be. And one person in this building saw a door slam, like full on just slam.
Yeah.
And I think because this is the same building where the dude got thrown down the stairs, I feel like I should say that I should okay, I got this out of the way. So, here it comes. I know I said I wasn't gonna be a Ghost Adventures review show, but fuck.
Here you are.
Yep. So,
Your entire life is a Ghost Adventures review show.
shut your mouth. Shut your whore mouth. You're not wrong. But, so... as I said before, there is really no reason for this place to be dark. The only thing that I could possibly see there being any kind of darkness is with this second unknown woman. No one knows anything about her. People have seen her, but they don't know who she is. And then this guy gets thrown down the stairs. He said he heard a little girl's voice before he got pushed down the stairs.
Yeah.
And it kind of got me thinking, is like, they immediately jump to it being either a dark entity or another male figure who I will talk about later, and not the second woman. And I was thinking, like, but what if it was her, though? What if it is this other entity? It is this woman. No one knows who she is. Maybe she is the dark energy in this hotel, but you just jumped to it immediately being a demon or something. And that's where I got really like, where's your research?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, we've talked about this a lot, but there is an inherent misogynistic undertone to paranormal investigation.
You know, that wasn't like, I wasn't initially going for like a misogynistic take on it. It was just kind of weird that there is this obvious other entity that's been talked about that multiple people have seen, and they jump to this other entity that only one person has seen. Who has the potential to have a dark energy, but they don't know for sure because only one person has seen it!
Yeah.
Compared to this other entity that multiple other people have seen.
Yeah.
And I was just like, why didn't you try to investigate her? Why didn't you try to figure out who she is instead of this other entity that only one person has claimed to see? Which doesn't really make sense to me. Maybe as like someone who's been in academia for 3 years, it's like one is more reliable than the other.
Yeah.
Which, that just irked me after, because I did my research, and then I went and watched the episode again.
Yeah.
And I was like, Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm trying to make Ghost Adventures the Wikipedia for our podcast.
I think that Wikipedia is perhaps more reliable than Ghost Adventures. Because Wikipedia gets checked by multiple sources. It's very hard to pull something over Wikipedia's head.
Yeah. But,
it's easy to edit things on a lesser known page, but on, like, the bigger pages, they will check, like, facts pretty easily. And you can actually scroll down and see the citations. So I think that Wikipedia is not inherently a bad source.
Yeah.
This is just me defending Wikipedia.
Oh, no. I'm just saying, like, for us, I don't think we should be using it. Or, like, and this goes for any paranormal people out there, is that you shouldn't be using a very popular TV show as your source.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Rant done. I'm going to stop reviewing Ghost Adventures now. I still love it. I'm going to watch it. As we are speaking, there is a new episode in several hours, but... and I'm still going to watch it and be like, fuck yeah! I mean, yeah, like, Ghost Adventures got me into the paranormal, but as someone who, you know, is doing a lot more research into it now, who has been in an academic setting for 3 years...
I mean, here's the thing. The thing that originally broke the barrier for me and paranormal stuff was supernatural. So, I think you have the leg up on me here. By far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We both had a supernatural phase.
Hmm.
So, we're moving to another building out of the 20 now. And this one, it is the Bassett house, also known as the crying baby house.
Mm-hmm.
Because people hear kids crying in there, like disembodied kids' voices crying.
Fun.
And most people think that that's because, I'm getting into history, I'm sorry. Because of, like, it was, like a hospital for people with smallpox.
Yeah.
And they think many people died in there.
Mm-hmm.
We also, many people have captured, this place is, like, perfect if you want to capture an EVP. So many people either on purpose, like, they went asking, or they just happened to be recording, and they captured a voice, have gotten EVPs both inside buildings and outside, and around the town, and I'm actually going to play one for you, because it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It is, what you're listening for is that you'll hear, like, people walking and, like, a kid say something, but underneath of that is a woman's voice. She has a very country, southern kind of, voice, and she says, "Why are you all in my kitchen?" And I love it. All right.
We'll link this down below.
Yep. You hear it?
Yeah, I do.
So it's like, you know, so that was like, it's very clear, very intelligent voices that people are hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is me jumping in with some knowledge.
Woo!
So, intelligent means basically just conscious. Voices that respond to you, that respond to things happening right now. So if I was like a ghost and I see Molly beside me, I would be like, who are you?
Yeah.
Right? That's considered intelligent.
Yeah, responding to your environment.
Yeah. The other version of that is, like, I don't want to say unintelligent, but it is unintelligent, is that it's more of, like, just saying things that don't have anything to do with what's going on, which makes you think more of, like, it's a residual voice instead of a, present voice.
Yeah. I think the scariest ones are the ones that respond.
Yeah.
Like, there's this one in the Pavelia Island episode where this ghost, after Zach leaves and he, like, leaves, like, a recording thing behind him, this demon says, "Bye-bye."
Ew.
It's really fucked. I don't like
yeah.
that.
It's been a while since I've seen that one, but yeah.
And, yeah, there are several others that, because Ghost Adventures, like, you know, as campy as it is, they do a lot of really good research.
We were literally just talking about how they don't.
I think that they contribute a lot to the paranormal community. I just think that sometimes their research is bad.
Yeah. You know, yeah. No, I wasn't critiquing their research. I was critiquing their ideas.
Dramatization.
That and, like, just particularly in this episode alone of who they decided to investigate. When it probably should have been that second woman, not who I'm about to talk about, which was Henry Plummer. He was the town sheriff. Turns out he was actually the leader of a whole bunch of bandits or outlaws. There is a legend that says that they killed about 100 people, but only 8 of those deaths were recorded, which made a lot of historians think maybe this gang wasn't actually real.
Okay.
Yep. That was not mentioned in the episode. That only 8 of these deaths were recorded, not the legendary 100. But in the end, though, Plummer was hanged by a bunch of vigilantes in 1864. He didn't have a trial, so no statement was ever made by him. He never confirmed how many deaths he and his quote-unquote gang actually, had a part in. But, only one person claimed to have seen him or have, thought that they encountered him in what is called the Christmas house, but it's actually just the general store, and they say that he had offices in the back room.
Is this the ghost that you were talking about that might have pushed that guy down the stairs?
Yes.
Okay.
They thought it was him, but I don't think so, because he was not seen in that house. Most people associated him with the Christmas house or the general store, which was also not in the episode. And, or if it was, they didn't name it, which is weird because Henry Plummer had his offices in the back of that building.
Yeah?
I don't know. He's not associated with the Hotel Mead, which is, where Dorothy and the Second Woman are. Yeah. Unlike Dorothy and that Second Woman are associated with that building. Yeah. So, why didn't they look into the second unknown woman?
I don't know. Tweet at Zach Bagans.
It was
get banned by Zach Bagans.
Get banned.
Blocking is too less of a word. It has to be banned. You're banned, Ashley.
I was so drunk in the first episode of our podcast, I had no idea what the fuck I was saying. I'm surprised because I did not feel as coherent as I sounded. I felt so fucked, dude. It's not good. Alright, okay. I'm gonna move away from Ghost Vendor territory now because I'm just getting angry. Look into all the entities! Alright, so we're gonna take a nice trip over to Central California now.
Speed dating.
For my
entities.
Speed ghosting. That means...
Because you just ghost all the people that you match with on Tinder. Ashley's not on Tinder.
No, I'm not on Tinder because I am in a relationship. It's more of if people message me on Tumblr, I'm just not going to answer it. I'm sorry. Moving to Central California, we are taking a trip to the opposite side of the spectrum with ghost towns, to something a bit more violent, because I do not see Bannock as being a place that is dark. Okay. Sorry, Zach Bagans, but it's not. Sorry. My opinion. Watch out for opinions.
That's my opinion!
Watch out for opinions. This one, I would say, could be on the other side of the violence, darkness spectrum. This one, like the last episode, also has a curse in it. Thank you for defining what a curse is, because... sorry, I don't think I would have been able to.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't know how to define it either, so that's why I asked other people who knew better than me.
Yeah,
because I'm a baby witch.
You're also been in academia for as long as I have, and that's just what you do. If you don't know what the fuck you're doing, ask somebody. Yeah, that's so really stressful. Anyways, so this was a ghost town, much like Bannock was. It was a mining town. And this one is way more bloody in its history, which will.
Full of minors, as in people who mine, not as in minors, as in under 18.
There were people who were under 18 in this town.
I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it's not like that.
Bannock had a lot of kids in it.
Yeah. It's not like that, what's that town in Pinocchio? Where all the naughty boys go.
I want to go there.
You're really making an ass out of yourself, Ashley.
Anyways. Alright. Cool. Sick. Fun. So... this town has a mix of light and dark, too, which I think is really kind of nice. There are these entities that the park... because both of these ghost towns are in, here in Canada, we call them provincial parks. They're, these big national parks in the States. That's what I think that's what they're called.
I think they're called national parks, yeah.
Yeah, you can, go in and, hang out. And, obviously, there are park rangers hanging around, and there's a lot of park rangers here. So park rangers have said that This ghost town is called Bodie Ghost Town. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it is called the Bodie Ghost Town. So park rangers have said that in this in Bodie they have these entities that they claim are like spirit guides or spirit park rangers. They kind of, the way that these park rangers talk about these entities is that they keep an eye on guests that park rangers can't always keep an eye on.
Okay.
They're pretty protective of the town. They, you know the story of the Bell Witch Cave, right?
I do. So
with the Bell Witch Cave, you can't take rocks or anything else out of the cave without bad shit happening to you.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing here, where the spirits don't want you taking anything from the ghost town.
Yeah.
Because they'll, like, follow you until you send it back, pretty much.
Yeah.
Also, they make sure that you don't get into trouble in the town, which I think is really it's kind of cute in a way, but it's also kind of freaky too.
Well, I don't think it's freaky so much as it's just like, I don't think it's cute either. I don't know what I would define that as. It's just more like, oh, look at these friendly citizens. Keeping the town. Keeping the town.
Do they have outfits like park rangers from the 80s?
Oh, I hope they do.
With like the khaki shorts.
And the big hats.
Yes.
Ah, khakis. Nasty.
I love my khakis.
They make the butt look so good. So many pockets.
Oh.
There's like this. I don't mean to get into my own fandom here because I know that Ashley gets into hers a lot, so I'm gonna take mine.
Yeah.
So Spring Awakening, my favorite musical of all time. There is this line that this one character, who I love to death, it is not predatory. Fuck you. Says, look so nasty in those khakis. And whenever anyone talks about park rangers or khakis of any kind, I'm just like, nasty.
I'm gonna get you khaki shorts that say nasty on the ass.
Oh, please. Please.
Have you seen the Shakespeare shorts where it says, art thou nasty?
I want them. That is such a Haunchen thing, though.
Art thou nasty? Oh, I love that! Gay!
I'm very gay.
Anyways. So, park rangers. That's like the big thing overall in the town.
Nasty boys.
No!
Nasty boys! I'm sorry, I need to stop distracting you, but I just need to say nasty boys. Park rangers.
Yeah, so then, like Bannock, this is probably like California's best preserved ghost town.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of buildings and like different objects and stuff still lying around. You can see it all. You can go inside. Mm-hmm. Some of the park rangers even like sleep in some of the buildings. There's like furniture and shit, and it has electricity still. So it's pretty cool.
Cool.
I'll get into park ranger stories about sleeping overnight there. So
stories from the nasty boys.
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave you my notes, and you're gonna have to try to finish this on your own.
No, I can't. But please, can we just like have park rangers that have nasty written on across their ass?
Okay.
God.
So, in one of the houses, it's called the Gregory House. People have seen the apparition of an old woman. She's sitting in her rocking chair, and she is sewing.
Her rocking chair?
Rocking chair. Did I say that wrong?
You said walking chair.
Shit!
I think. Maybe I heard you wrong.
Fuck.
We're having a really good time today.
We are. It's a good time today.
Yeah.
It's good. Yep.
Yeah.
So anyways, people have seen this old woman sitting in her rocking chair. She was sewing, some people even said that you can see her sew in detail, that you can see that she's sewing an Afghan, which is kind of like looks like it's a very intricate crochet kind of blanket placemat looking thing.
Yeah, my grandma has a lot of those at her house.
Yeah. So it's other times people have just seen her chair rocking back and forth on its own.
That is very classic.
I was
Haunted
just
house.
Very classic horror right
Yeah.
there. Cliche, bitch!
Yeah, I remember
Cliche.
there was this IKEA haunted house that I went to when I was like 6.
Hello?
Yeah.
An IKEA haunted house?
Yeah, IKEA used to have haunted houses. And I saw the rocking chair. Then I got so freaked out that I ran through the rest of the house because I was so freaked out. But yeah, IKEA used to have haunted houses, but then they got rid of them because apparently it was a hazard.
I am haunted furniture that's going to take you 6 hours to put together. Ooh.
The schlong.
That was a burp. Another house. This is my favorite house of the whole story.
Okay.
And I want you to listen to this because this house sounds like a fun fucking time.
I am hyped.
Alright. So this is the Medocini house. It was home to an Italian family. So
Italians?
Yes. So that's not... Actually, no. It's a little bit relevant because of one thing I'll get to.
Okay.
But they have heard their children, like the family's children, like their kid voices playing, or like screaming and playing, like the screenplay, no. Kids scream when they play.
They do.
Yeah.
If you walk by an elementary school, you will find this out.
Yeah, so it's like people hear that.
Yeah.
They've also seen them in the front yard. Mm-hmm. They've also seen Mrs. Mendocini, the mother, and she is apparently one of these park ranger-esque spirits. Mm-hmm. Please don't call her a nasty boy.
Nasty girl. Loopholes.
I'm gonna leave.
Please don't.
So they've seen the mother, and they say that they also, in that house, have smelt, and I quote, Italian food cooking.
Okay.
They've also heard the sounds of a party.
So a lot of pasta.
Okay, well, I'll get to that.
Okay. Will you get to ghost pasta?
I'm getting there. I am getting there. So this is actually a really funny story because the park ranger said that he was like trying to get work done, and he kept on hearing what sounded like a party. Mm-hmm. So he like went in there and he was like, "Hey guys, I'm trying to get work done. Can you stop?" And it stopped.
I do that whenever I hear like weird shit in my house.
Can y'all stop? Thanks.
Where I'll go like, "Hey, I can't like." You just need to communicate with the spirits. Like, they'll understand if they're like...
That's what life and any relationship is about. Communication. If you can't communicate, you're fucked. Anyway. So that's kind of what this story was like. And thanks, Larry. Here's my favorite fucking story. Because I saw this and I was like, bruh, no.
I'm so ready for
Don't do this to me.
I'm gonna put my drink down.
So, remember I said that this family is Italian?
Yes.
And there's Italian food?
And pasta?
Yes. So, one time, a park ranger was in there. And he was sitting down to have his dinner. Yes. Which was lasagna. And he apparently didn't quite season it enough. And he was... it didn't say if he said this out loud. He must have... Because he was like, shit, I don't have enough garlic for this lasagna. It's not garlicky enough. So he's sitting there eating this garlicless lasagna. Yes. There's not enough garlic in his lasagna. Let me finish the story.
I'm letting you finish. Please continue.
He's trying to finish this lasagna that doesn't have any garlic in it. Okay. And all of a sudden his eyes start running like a bitch. Like he can't even like see because his eyes are running so
because he's crying so much because he didn't have any garlic.
No, because his eyes are so watery. So he's like, shit, I have to go outside. So he goes outside and finally his like he like calms down and is like sense like his you know his like not in pain. Yeah. He goes back inside. The whole house, he said, smelled like garlic.
I have thoughts about ghosts and pastas. Because
who touched my spaghetti? My spaghetti? Who touched my spaghetti? Who touched my spaghetti?
Because the ghost walk in Victoria, they talked about the fact that the old spaghetti factory in Victoria is very haunted, and there's
the same with the one in Vancouver.
Exactly. There are two old spaghetti
factory.
And it makes me so happy. The ghost just really loves spaghetti. Like I don't know about the story in Gastown, but if
I do know that story. Do you want me to tell you that story?
Bonus episode. We'll save it. But yeah, two households, both alike in dignity.
Two alike in spaghetti.
Separated by a body of water.
I just love that because that must have meant that he either said out loud, fuck, there's not enough garlic in my lasagna. Or he goes, I wish there was garlic in my lasagna. And then Miss Mendocini was like, I got you, fam. I got you.
I love her. Can she please be my spaghetti Italian mom?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, she's one of the nice spirits.
Thank you.
Like, if ghost vendors ever go there, please be nice to Miss Mendocini.
Yeah.
Or she will fuck you up.
Yeah, she's gonna pour garlic all over your face. Which I'm not saying in a disrespectful manner, because I love her and I want her to be my... I love her so much. I just really love her. I admire her and her...
She was having a party and like having
She's
the
a
time of
respectful
her life.
neighbor.
And then the park ranger comes in and is like, "Hey, you guys are being really loud." She's like, "Okay, sweetie, we'll quiet it down." And silence. Yes. She's a boss ass bitch.
I love her.
She's awesome.
And she's like, "Hey, you need garlic for your lasagna? Here you go, man."
Here's the other thing. She was a mom in the height of the Wild West. Bitch would have fucked you up and then made you porridge.
Alright, anyway. This town, we haven't even gone to the dark stuff yet.
Here we go. So, there is also a large Chinese population in this town. And there's a story in one house, the John S. Kane house, where a maid, she was Chinese, she was dismissed. Apparently she still haunts the house.
Okay.
And apparently she only really likes kids.
Yeah.
She will like appear to kids, she'll try to talk to them, but teenagers and adults, get the fuck out of her house.
Same.
Yeah. So apparently there was one of the park ranger's daughters, she was a teenager at the time. She was sleeping in one of the upstairs bedrooms. She goes to turn the lights off. They turn on again, just as she's getting comfortable in the bed.
Oh, I hate
She's
that.
like, shit. So she has to get up, turn the lights off. So she lays back down, lights turn on. She has to get up, turns back off again. This happens 6 times.
6.
6 times.
As in 666?
Sure, you can make that relation.
Yeah.
But my question is, why wasn't she freaking the hell out after the first time?
Yeah, well, okay. I think the first time you're like, oh, okay, the light switch is broken. The second time you're like, that's weird. But then the third time I'd be like, okay, time to sleep with an eye mask.
Yeah. So they attributed this to this maid. Another time...
What made them attribute this to the maid?
She's, like, been seen in the house, and there's, like, only her, not the people who live there.
Okay, cool.
Another time, there was a park ranger and his wife. They were... actually, no, it was a park ranger and somebody else's wife. No, we're not together!
Ooh.
Not together! No, it was 2 separate occasions. Sorry. 2 separate occasions. 2 different separate occasions, these people got held down in their beds and they thought they were going to suffocate.
I hate... Oh, God.
Yeah,
oh,
like...
I don't like that.
Like, hands on the back of on them, and, like,
yeah.
holding them down on the bed, and they... What makes it different from other stories is that they actually thought they were going to, like, choke and die.
Yeah, I know that we talked about this in episode 2.
Well, oh, yeah, the mattress.
Yeah. The idea of something holding you down is very terrifying to me.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, so that's kind of like the first dark thing. They've also seen children and a woman in white in the cemetery. A woman in white is a very common apparition.
Freaky stuff.
But yeah, so there's a woman in white in the cemetery as well as children running around.
Okay.
Which is kind of freaky.
Yeah.
Here's the other really weird, bizarre part. So Bodie was a mining town, and they used mules to help with their mining work. In the mine, you will only see this, if you're lucky enough to see it, at 500 feet or lower underground.
Okay.
You might be able to see the apparition of a white mule.
A friend! Also, did they, like, I know we talked about this again in episode 2, where we were talking about, like, how they, figure out how long this, like, thing could be heard from. Did they check and see at every 10 feet or so, like, at what extent they would be able to see the mule, or is this just an estimation?
It was seen by workers when the mine was still open.
Okay.
And everyone, their stories matched up to being 500 feet.
Okay,
That was just generally.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Is it? Yeah.
Not scientifically measured, as in, you might be able to see this at 400 feet.
No, I mean, you might be able to. I don't think the mule fucking cares.
I want to see my friend.
The most common sighting is really far down.
Okay.
Yeah. So, there's one other story, but I feel like I should tell you the history first before I get into that story. Just because that makes this story a little bit more freaky, I feel like.
Fun. I want to get freaked out.
Yeah. So, it was a classic mining town. Visitors came to Bodie because of its wealth, gambling, its ladies of the night, and drinking.
Ooh, same.
I love saying ladies of the night. Oh, God. I don't really want to be a lady of the night, but I just want to be called a lady of the night. I'm a bitch of the night.
A bitch of the night.
Bitch of the
Can
night.
I be the witch of the night?
The witch and the bitch of the night. We're changing our podcast name to the witch and the bitch of the night.
Continue.
I say that in love. Anyways.
Yes.
So it was a place where people went to get fucked.
Fact, not Piscasha.
It's facts!
I did the sound editing for Demons and Bellinis, so I just know all of our references by now.
Yeah. So, so it was a pretty, it led to a lot of gunfights, stagecoach robbing, but there's only one jail and not enough policemen. Mm-hmm. So this resulted in about 1 death a day in the town of Bodie.
Was this recorded?
It's just what people figured.
Okay.
In the height of it. It wasn't like over the course of the kind of 100 years that it was like a full-fledged town. It was like the peak of it.
Okay.
So the population started declining when mining declined, and it became a tourist town in the early 1900s and a party town in the 20s. Sick memes. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Yeah.
Were there memes in the 1920s?
Dadaism. I'm being serious. Do you not know what Dadaism?
I don't.
Dadaism, I'm pretty sure I'm saying it right, is an art form that originated after World War I because World War I fucked up a lot of people. Yeah. I mean, I say that in the lightest way possible.
We are getting so off topic, but I really want to hear about this.
So it became an art movement where it was art that did not make sense.
Oh, okay, yes, I do know of this.
Yeah, because the world around them does not make sense.
Yes.
Hence, we have memes.
Great. I think I learned about this in my classic lit class in my first year.
Yeah, so it's like World War I just made people realize that the world doesn't make sense, so why should art make sense?
Yeah.
Hence, Dat Boy. And like, skeletitties.
You were like 5 years behind on memes. My sister told me the other day that I'm too old to dab.
What?
She dabbed. She told me that it's cringy and that I'm not cool anymore.
If you think dabbing is cringy, you're right.
Yeah. You were 100% right, but I only do it because it is cringy.
Anyways, let's get depressed. In 1932...
Why did you laugh?
Because 1932 was in the Depression. In 1932, a fire destroyed 95% of the town.
Oh.
Do you want to know how it started?
How did it start?
So it was this kid's birthday.
Why are you laughing?
Because it's funny. It was this kid's birthday, and his mom brings him the cake with all the candles on it.
Yes.
And the kid goes, "This is not the cake I wanted," and throws the cake, starting the fire that destroyed 95% of Bodie.
I hate that. I hate that. That kid was actually Dudley Dursley.
That kid was actually a demon.
That's the real demon. Maybe the real demon was the child who rejected his birthday cake and fucking flipped the table.
I know, it was probably like strawberry and vanilla, and he wanted chocolate and went, "Mom, what the fuck is this?" And split. He was the Logan Paul of 1932.
Have you seen that video of the girl who, like, gets a car for her 16th birthday? And she's like, "Mom, this isn't the car that I wanted. You knew that this wasn't the car that I wanted, and I wanted it a couple days later. You ruined my fucking birthday."
Oh my god.
Could you imagine?
Jesus Christ. But see, this kid's the exact same. He just didn't get the cake he wanted.
Yeah.
So he started a fire that destroyed the whole fucking town.
So,
kids. Anyways, so the last mine ended up shutting down in 1947.
Okay.
And in 1960, only 6 people were left in the town. Mm-hmm. This takes me to my final story.
Ooh.
So there's only 6 people left in this town.
Yes.
In the 1960s. One of them, his name was Ed. He got really drunk one night and decided, I don't know if he decided, he got really pissed off. And he murdered his wife. He shot her in this drunken rage. And sorry, I should have warned you about that. So after that, she ended up dying in hospital. Mm-hmm. After that, the last three other men in the town out of the 6, 5 now. Sorry,
that wasn't funny at all. No, because the thing is that when you said his name was Ed, I was gonna go, "Oh, Ed," whatever you're gonna say, but I'm not gonna say, "Oh, Ed" now.
No,
because that's not an "Oh, Ed" situation.
No, that's a you fucked up.
That's not even "Oh, you fucked up." That's a "You're an asshole."
Yeah, you.
That's
fucking
also an
asshole.
underestimation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, he just I guess justice is served. The 3 other men in the town, they hunted him down, which I think is pretty easy in a town of 5.
Yeah.
And they murdered him by tying him up, throwing him down in a creek, and kicked him until he was unconscious, therefore he drowned.
Oh. That's very vigilante justice, but in this case, you only have a very set number of suspects.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they weren't arrested for it.
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. Ed deserved it.
Yeah. But I think that's just so convoluted
Yeah.
of a way to kill somebody.
Well, yeah.
There's a lot of steps involved.
Because if I was going to drown someone, I would want them to be alive for it.
But no, that's what they did. But they tied him up and they kicked him.
No, I want him to be...
They beat him up until he was
Here's
unconscious.
The thing.
Then he
This guy
drowned.
murdered his wife. I would want him to be aware while he's drowning, and he can't do anything about it.
Well, he was tied up, so he couldn't really do anything about it.
But he was unconscious.
Well, yeah, because they kicked him until he was unconscious.
Yes. But he should know as he's drowning. This is very dark, and I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
But I just have no respect for
assholes.
Yeah.
Anyways, 2 months later, these 3 men claimed to have seen Ed's spirit. And they saw his spirit and he was shaking his fist at them. So this is... Okay, no, wait. Don't look at me like that. This is a time when shaking your fist was still considered like an insult at someone in the 1960s. So these 3 men claimed to have seen Ed's spirit and it looked like he was cursing them.
Okay.
Within the next little while, all 3 of these men died in very bizarre ways.
Okay.
The first had a huge gash to his face. The second had a huge hemorrhage to his head that, and I quote, burst like a balloon.
Who used that in the medical field?
Someone in the 60s.
Mm.
The last one, he disappeared into the woods and was found dead in a ravine.
Okay. The same ravine that they drowned him in?
I mean, it was a creek.
Okay, ravines and creeks are very different things, I think.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, never mind. Sorry. If it was a creek, that'd be really fucking
Yeah,
creepy.
so all 3 of them died shortly after they claimed to have seen the spirit cursing them. So
Yes.
possibly from beyond the grave, he cursed them.
Fun.
Yeah, and I think that kind of ties back to like the whole don't take anything from Bodie.
Yeah.
Because some people think that the curse is still around.
Okay.
Necessarily, so
But I thought that he was just cursing the people, not necessarily cursing everyone around Bodie.
I mean, they were like the last few citizens of Bodie.
Okay.
There was only 6 people. He killed 1, and then the 3 of them killed him, and then those 3 died, and then there's only like 3 other people who weren't at all involved, and that was it. Can you imagine?
No, 2 other people.
Yeah.
Right? 2?
Yeah.
2?
So wait, no, what, math?
I'm an English major. I
Me
can't
too.
do math.
It was wait.
You're not an English major. You're a history major.
I'm both.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. She's counting on her fingers right now.
Wait.
6.
2. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
3.
Oh.
What?
Can you imagine being that one person and you're just sitting there in your little cabin that was among the 5% of the town that wasn't destroyed by that one kid who threw his birthday cake, and you're sitting there and all this shit's happening around you and you're just like,
That person was the person who's like in the middle of all arguments, like our arguments, like stop it, guys.
This is what happens when you stay in your lane.
Yeah.
You live.
You're the last person alive in Bodie.
Yeah. And then you eventually move away and you're fine, and then Bodie becomes a ghost town.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah.
Follow us on social medias. Anyway, we're gonna go play Until Dawn and
I'm so excited.
have fun. All right. Stay safe out there and stay peachy. Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in this week, and we hope that you enjoyed the episode. This episode features the voices of Molly Lorette and Ashley Smith. Our theme music was composed and produced by Larry Lorette, and a special shout out goes out to manteiaa on Tumblr for the very fantastic and very valid cowboy rap. You can find their handle down below. Our cover image was designed by Ashley Smith, and sound editing was done by Molly Lorette. Have any comments, concerns, or cases you want us to cover? Email us at demonsandbellinis@gmail.com. You can also find us at Demons and Bellinis on Tumblr, Demons and Bellinis on Instagram, and at DBellinis on Twitter. That's capital D and capital B. You'll also be able to find case pictures tweeted out there and posted to our Instagram. Thanks again, and we hope that you keep your ears open.